We thank God for this moment also. The previous session we shared the causes of conflict at the workplace, and this time we are looking at the conflict in marriages, the causes and how we can have a good marriage. A marriage that is full of conflicts, there will be no peace in the home, and you can't raise children out of a conflict home. The children will pick it. You become a role model of conflict for your children, and your children will always look at you and say that, oh, in our home, this was what was happening. So when the children grow up, you see that they will also grow up repeating what you did. And so we want to look at conflicts in marriages. Conflicts in marriages. What may bring conflicts in our homes? There are so many things. And when you are outside these things, you may think that these are trivial. Oh, this small thing. Because even how to take Pepsodent, or how to take a Pepsodent or a toothbrush to brush your teeth, the paste, how to put it on the brush can even create problem in the home. And I've heard marriages that have collapsed out of these petty things. So today we want to look at some of the causes. So the first one, we want to look at money issues. Money in the marriage. How do we handle marriage? Money in the marriage. Money is a big thing in our marriages, because everything about marriage is about the two of you coming together, putting your heads together, and then, as Amos 3:3 said, can two work together except they agree? If there's no agreement between the two, you can be sure of conflicts. And the Bible says in Proverbs that whosoever finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor. Then also when you come to Galatians 5, it also talks about husband and wife submitting to each other. And where husband and wife, we cannot submit to each other, we cannot show love to each other, it also brings conflict. And when money matters come into the marriage, if you don't handle it well, it also brings problem. Where a man thinks that I have the money, I am providing, I am doing this, and everything is I, then that one brings in the trouble, forgetting that you are two, doing your things together. You have to do everything. How do we even handle the money that has come? Should the woman handle her own money aside the husband, or should we put our monies together? Some even talk of a joint account. Joint account. Should we have joint accounts? Should we put our money in one basket and all put our hands in, or you keep your money, I keep my money, and then we look at how we will come together to take care of the home? Who should take care of the home? When our rent is due, who should pay the rent? Who should pay the school fees? And all these things bring conflict. And we look at sex in marriage. In the Bible, we understand that sex is for husband and wife. But we ask ourselves, do we enjoy sex? When do we have sex? How many times do we have sex? These are the things that husband and wife we have to talk about. But sex has become something like taboo. We don't even talk about it. Even in churches, we don't talk about sex. And so when we marry, it becomes a big thing in the marriage. The man wants sex. The woman will say, I am tired. If I want sex, when should I start? Where should I start? Should I start in the morning? Should I start in the evening? How do I tell you that I want sex? Even in the process, on the making, how do I even express it? Whether I am satisfied, whether I am happy about or I'm not happy, how do I talk about it? It's a big topic that we will handle it on another day. Relatives coming into our homes, how do we handle our in-laws? It's also a big thing. Some in-laws, when they come into the home, they want you to feel like you are not part of them, even though their daughter or their son is married to you, but they don't see you as part of their family. And so always, they also want to bring in their own ideas, and if you don't handle them well, you can break your home. And the man also, I love my family, and so my family are saying this. Do I go with my family? Do I side with my family? So it's also another thing. How many times should my family members visit the home? When they come to the home, what are their roles? Poor or no communication in the home, in the marriage. Some marriage, you don't hear them talking. Everything is about myself and you and the children. So always poor communication in the home is another thing that we have to look at it. Children, how to even discipline children also bring conflict. Some will say that, one will say that, why you shout when you want to discipline the children? Why always you beat the child? And so the husband and the wife, you have to agree, understand how to even discipline your children. Barrenness is another thing that brings conflict when in-laws are looking forward to see grandchildren, and grandchildren are not coming. When they come to the family home, how they even handle the woman, as if the fault is coming from the woman. But mostly it is God that gives children. That's what the Bible says. It said children are gifts from him, the Lord. And so you cannot fault the wife if he has not given birth. For all you know, the problem is not even coming from the woman, but because family members don't understand, they will think that it is the woman, and so these things will come. Schedules of the man and the woman. Some of the job schedules, when they go to office, they don't close early. And so if you are a wife and you don't close early, you should know how to handle your home, how to keep your home. You have to balance your home with your work. You cannot let your office weigh down your home. You stay long in the office. When your wife, your husband and children come home, they don't have food to eat. They will have to come and cook and prepare food and all those things. And so the man will also not understand. Sometimes the man will not even agree. The man thinks that he has married you and your role is to prepare the food, put the food on the table always. And so you have to come together with your husband. Let your husband know how your job schedule is, and then you have to bring him to the point where he will understand, so that when you are not in, he will stand in for you. Make sure that you will also keep the home intact. If you are the man, the type that your job also demands that you also don't come home early, you have to let your wife know, let your wife understand the nature of your job, so that when your wife understands the nature of your job, it also brings peace in the home. Sometimes also our friends, the friends that after our marriage, some friends have to go, but we keep our friends. And you know, boys, they always want to hang around with their friends, and then they leave their home. So when you come home, the woman feels that you have neglected her and the children. And so when you come, he will also start talking in a way that you will also not agree with him, with her, and then it brings all these conflicts in the domestic chores. Who should sweep, who should wash, who should cook? It's also another area. Our expectations and unmet expectations in the home, in the marriage. Mostly when we are going to marry, we enter into the marriage with some kind of expectation. And so when you enter into the marriage and that expectation is not coming, you see that no, it's like something is going wrong. Personality clashes, personality conflicts. My background, where I come from, we don't do things in this way, we do things this way. Yes, we have different backgrounds, but let us come together and understand each other, see eye to eye with one another concerning our backgrounds. Even the way we dress, when you are going out, the way you have dressed, your husband will say, no, don't wear your dress this way, don't dress this way. Because of your background, you may think that, no, this is how I was raised up, this is how I used to dress before you saw me, so how are you saying that I should change? Differences in faith. We go to different churches. The man goes to a different church. The woman also goes to a different church. Our doctrinal differences, the church's teachings may be different, and will also bring conflict. The educational background level, different levels of our educational background. You know, you have married somebody who is just SS graduate, and maybe you have gone ahead with your masters, and the thinking, the understanding, by all means there will be differences in our understanding. You have to come face to face with each other. The control of our mentality. We have different mentalities as we enter into marriages. Some enter into marriage that I must get something, I must go back. Every property that we will have, it's mine. And so that is where the mine also come in. Forgetting that when you marry, the Bible says that the two shall be one. When the two are one, the two become one. There will be no differences in property sharing and all those things. And when you are doing things in secret, some people even build when the other spouse is not even aware that the other is doing a property. When they get to know, you were hiding this from me, it means that there's something more that you are hiding. So now I must also hide my things. I must also get people that I will also share my secret with. And before you realize, Christian home, instead of bringing God in, we are bringing rather friends. We are rather bringing in relatives. We are so much attached to our mothers, so much attached to our mothers. Instead of sharing with our spouse, we rather share with our families. But in the Bible, there is nowhere that the Bible says that a man shall leave the wife and be joined to the mother or the sisters, and they shall be one. The Bible says that a man shall leave the mother and the father and be joined to the wife, and they shall be one. And when they are joined together, there's nothing that can come between them that will even break their home. And these are the things that if you don't handle them well, it breaks home. And many marriages are breaking because of these things. We don't have the understanding. We always think that no, where we have gotten to, there's nothing that we can do. But my sister, my brother, I want to assure you that there is a way that you can handle these conflicts in the home when they come, that you will see that you can enjoy your marriage and have a peaceful home where you can raise children, and then your children will have peace. See you on another time.